Now we have live with us Kobbi Shoshani. He's the Consul General of Israel in Mumbai. Kobbi, welcome. Thank you very much for being with us here in India today. It's a difficult time. It's the Jewish New Year. So first of all, a very happy New Year to you. I wish these circumstances were different, for your country, for the region as well. What kind of damage, my first question to you, Kobbi, is what kind of damage has been done on the ground? There are all kinds of claims and counterclaims as to what Iran has managed to do last night by firing 181 missiles into your country.
Yesterday, it was a very dramatic evening in Israel, definitely dramatic. I spoke to Israel. I have a family in Israel. Most of them, all over Israel, were in the shelters. Don't forget that tonight actually is the New Year Eve of the Jewish holiday. According to the Jewish tradition, this year is going to be the universe, the birthday of the universe. The God created the world, and it's a very happy days in Israel. Most of the people were more than 2 hours in a shelter all over the country, from south to north, from the center and to the west. That was the situation. As you mentioned before, 200 ballistic missiles sent from Iran. I don't know how to define it as a failure or a success. I think it was a completely big failure of the Iranian technology. We are intercepted most of the missiles, and it showed and it strengthened the relations between the United States and Israel, and of course other allies, to understand the risk of Iran, the negative role that Iran played in the Middle East. That was the most important thing. Now, concerning the reaction, it's going to be, and our Prime Minister make it very, very clear. Reaction will come. Sorry. Because of such incident, severe incident. And don't forget that last night it was also a terror attack in Israel, when 5 Israeli killed or murdered by a gun machine in the center of Tel Aviv. That was our life today in our new year. And we will retaliate, as the Prime Minister make it very clear, and also the military.
What are those options of response, Kobbi, at this point of time? How do you think Israel can or will react and respond to the Iranian attack?
I think that the Prime Minister, I don't want to enter into operational information. I tell you frankly, I don't know. I think it's right now it's a discussion in the military cabinet, along with allies and of course with our cabinet and the Prime Minister and the ministers. It's going to be a reaction, that's definite. I will be very surprised if it won't be any reaction. We'll find the time and the target. And I think people needs to be prepared for that.
You know, Kobbi, Iran has been making some pretty dramatic claims. They've said that they've been able to hit the Mossad headquarters and 3 air bases, Nevatim, Hatzarim, and Tel Nof in Israel. They're talking about, large-scale damage to aircraft on the ground. Can you comment on that? Israel has denied it, but, is the truth somewhere in the middle?
First of all, I tell you frankly, I don't know the reality. I spoke to some friends in Israel. They were in the cities, and some of the missiles that actually launched from Iran landed not far away from their home, and no military base there. I saw photos from a school that actually burned. I saw interception in the skies of Israel towards Israeli cities. My kids, they live in Jerusalem. It was a siren in Jerusalem. The people ran to the shelters. In Jerusalem, there is no military base. Then I think that this is trying to give, I think that's my assumption. The Iranian tried to give to their supporter some sort of success this way or another. I don't think that this is the reality. The reality that most of the missiles were intercepted by the best missile interception system in the world. That is what I know.
But were these air defense systems completely successful? It does appear that a large number of these missiles were intercepted by the Iron Dome and the David Sling system, and maybe the Arrow even, Kobbi. But how successful was the air defense? Because it looks like Iran, knowing that if it launches a large number of missiles at the same time, it will be able to, in some ways, get some missiles past that air defense net. Is that what happened?
Yes, I tell you frankly, the pressure over Iran is extremely hard, and it's come from the Arab and the Muslim world. First of all, there is a lot of reaction in the Arab world that says that the Iranians didn't care about their allies, about their proxies that they dealing with Israel since October 7th. We saw what's happened in Lebanon in the last month. We saw what's happening in Gaza. They send their proxies, like Yemen, sending missiles and UAVs to Israel to bring terrorism to Israel by air. Now, the pressure and I saw the celebration in Lebanon and in Syria about what's happened to the leader of Hezbollah, Hassan Nasrallah. The celebration and the messages that I got from people in the Arab world, congratulations, continue with it. This is a pressure that the Iranians understand right away, and they need to show some sort of success. But fortunately, in the Israeli perspective, the system that we built throughout the years, the allies that we have with democratic countries, help. And right now, I don't think that they have such a success that they try to show themselves.
Final question, Kobbi, before I let you go. Speaking of allies and democratic countries, do you see some kind of a role for India going forward? India, you're based in India, you're in Mumbai. India is a country that has very close relations with Israel. It has very close relations with Iran as well, strategic ties with both these countries. Do you see some kind of a role for India in resolving this conflict?
First of all, I agree with you. I think that we have a very good relation, and I think that you have good relations with Iran, which is okay with our point of view. I think India, in my point of view, and I think that your Prime Minister made it in a very, very clear voice, has a role in the Middle East and also in the peace process. In my point of view, India and, of course, the United States playing a very positive role, bringing peace to the Middle East. We need peace. Everybody needs peace. I think it's good for economy. And I think that the influence of India in the world is extremely important for us.
Kobbi Shoshani, thank you very much for speaking to us here on India Today and taking our questions. We will stay connected. Thanks for your time here on India Today.